Hi, I'm Brigitte.
I'm Margaret.
And I'm Drew.
And we're your youth and park rangers.
We're going to be taking you to all the national parks in the state of New Mexico.
And today we're headed to
El Morro National Monument. For hundreds of years, people have been drawn to El Morro, seeking a respite from their travels and water to slacken their thirst. The pool is one of my favorite attractions here at El Morro because you don't expect to find a source of water out here in the desert. After hiking in the heat for a couple of hours, the pool appeared to be a modern-day oasis. I can only imagine how great a relief it provided for all the travelers hundreds of years ago.
While most people know El Morro for the inscriptions in the great sandstone rock, the National Monument has much more to offer. The part of El Morro that I find most interesting is the Pueblo of Atzana, which sits on top of the sandstone rock and can be accessed by the 2-mile headland trail. While on the headland trail, visitors are also able to see a beautiful view of the valley. Interpretive Ranger Jesse Wagner will be with us throughout the video to tell us more information about the monument.
Hi, I'm Jesse Wagner, and I'm an Interpretive Ranger here at El Morro. And we're standing in the ruins of the Pueblo of Atzana. Though El Morro is famous for and protected because of the inscriptions of the conquistadors, the story actually starts a lot earlier.
Archaeologists believe that the Pueblo of Atzana dates back to the late 13th century. It was inhabited by the ancestors of today's Zuni people, and it is believed that the Mesa Top Pueblo had about 875 rooms. It may be hard to envision the size by just looking at the ruins, however, because only the small corner of the Pueblo was ever excavated.
The Pueblo measures 300 by 200 feet, and you can see the rough outlines of the exterior walls here.
The Zuni people came to El Morro for the same reason travelers did over the later centuries: water. This was an ideal location as they had access to reliable water supplies from the pool at the base of the rock, a spring within the box canyon, and potholes, which are naturally occurring sandstone basins that collect precipitation. At its peak, Atzana's total occupancy was around 1,000 people. After only 75 years, however, the Pueblo was abandoned. I like Atzana Pueblo so much because it shows that at one point a civilization thrived within El Morro National Monument. I can't help but imagine how the Pueblo looked when it was alive with human activity, as people went about their daily routines or went down to collect water from the same pool we see from Inscription Trail. I also like to try and visualize what the valley looked like back then, and if it was any different from today. It is truly a special opportunity to be standing and walking in a place where it is so easy to see the marks left by people over 800 years ago. Atzana Pueblo, however, is only the start of El Morro's story, as the Inscription Trail tells of many other visitors to this same rock.
My favorite part of the wall is the diversity of the inscriptions etched into the rock. By walking along the short span of the wall, you are able to see a vast variety of glyphs that range from archaic Spanish writing to images of animals and people. One of my favorite inscriptions is the line of 4 bighorn sheep. In addition to staring at old Spanish writing, visitors can travel along the wall reading English inscriptions such as those of the Union Pacific Railwaymen.
I'm standing in front of our oldest inscription, which was made by New Mexico's first governor, Juan de Oñate, and he signed the wall in 1605, just 15 years before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. This is actually Oñate's second visit to El Morro, however. The first time he came here was 1598, and at that point he did not sign the wall.
One of the more unique stories behind an inscription are the inscriptions of Gilmer Breckenridge and Mr. Ingle, who were on an expedition to the Colorado River. Breckenridge was in charge of looking after the expedition's 25 camels. The expedition was a trial run for the use of camels as part of the U.S. Army. Sadly, the use of camels was never adopted, and as a result, the camels were released. This led to camel sightings throughout the Southwest until the turn of the 20th century. My favorite part of El Morro is the combination of Pueblo ruins, stunning vistas, and inscriptions ranging from petroglyphs to the names of explorers. By looking at the inscriptions and standing at the base of the wall, you are in the same spot as the person whose name is carved in the wall before you. It's a pretty cool feeling to stand there and think 400 years ago the same person stood there.
We've shown you a few things at the monument that we think are really interesting.
Come visit El Morro yourself to see some of the other cool things it has to offer.